What's up, guys? Jacob Pritchard here. I have just a very quick comparison between the Canon 5D Mark IV and the Sony A7R II. Something before I got these cameras, I was really curious in their high ISO performance and also in how much detail we could drag out of the shadows when we really push the exposure on these cameras. I know it's something a lot of people have been really curious about with these two cameras, and I thought it might be useful to just share a little bit of what I discovered. So I'm going to jump right in. First, just to preface things, I shot these both with the same lens, Canon 2470 2.8-2. I used the Metabones adapter on the A7R II, and of course I just shot it right on the camera with the 5D. And starting off, I brought them in. The other thing I should say real quick is that these are processed just standard Lightroom settings, sharpening, set to 25, no noise reduction at all. So first off, I've got a couple of shots, ISO 6400, pretty unsexy shot just of my living room. Focus was on the back wall here. And let's look at them both side by side. Let's see, we've got the Sony file on the left here, Canon file on the right. And I am going to zoom in on both of these. We're looking at them 1:1 now. You'll see that the Sony file is slightly larger because it has more megapixels in the file. But I think this is a good way just to kind of look at the detail. We can even zoom in to 2:1 here. And I mean, I'm going to say, for me, these are performing really similarly at high ISOs. And the other interesting thing to me is a lot of people have complained, oh, the Canon camera, it has this AA filter. That's a filter that sits in front of the sensor. It's going to make things not as sharp. But after these raw files are brought into Lightroom and the kind of processing magic is done to them, I am not seeing an advantage one camera over the other in terms of sharpness. I will say, I think, you know, we are just looking at these at a 1:1, 2:1 now, 1:1 ratio now. Because the Sony file is a little bit larger, I think it might have a minor edge over the Canon camera, but this is certainly not enough to make one camera a true winner over the other in this aspect. So the other quick thing that I looked at, let's look at these files. So this is something a little bit different. I shot these at ISO 800, and this then was the original exposure. So they were super dark. And I pushed them both up 3.5 stops, which is a pretty significant push, I would say. And we're going to bring them back, look at them in the library mode. We have the Sony file on the left here, Canon file on the right. And again, let's do a little zoom in here. Looking at them 1:1. I am noticing the Canon file has gone a little magenta here, which is interesting. Points to maybe a better auto white balance for the Sony camera, but obviously that's something that can be adjusted in post. But again, comparing the two in terms of sharpness, in terms of noise, I'm really not seeing a strong difference. It's interesting to me because before I got these cameras, I was really nerded out. I went to DP review. And I really felt like the DP review, they have this page where you can compare the two cameras shot at different settings. I felt it really gave the Sony camera an edge. But when I got these two cameras in my hands, I think the differences were a lot closer than I originally thought. But you know, that's just my opinion. I will let you guys decide for yourself. I'm going to upload all 4 of these files, and I'm going to link to them in the notes below. So if you have any thoughts or opinions, I would definitely love to hear. And thanks so much for taking a look.